Hello and welcome to the Carnegie Climate Governance Initiative C2G webinar. Today our webinar is looking at the governance of marine cloud brightening, MCB. A few words about C2G perhaps before we start in the detail of the webinar. C2G is a small independent initiative funded by foundations, and we have a very simple, straightforward mission, which is to catalyse the creation of effective governance for climate altering approaches, in particular by which we mean SRM, solar radiation modification, and carbon dioxide removal, or CDR. We're very much impartial about the use of CDR and SRM. Our view is that this is for society to resolve and society only. So we take no views, but we simply seek to energise the important governance discussions that are required. If you'd like to know more about our work, have a look at the C2G website, Google us, and there's a lot of material there, briefs, videos, blogs, all sorts of things. So today we have three leading experts joining us to discuss the governance of marine cloud brightening. We'll be using the acronym MCB, I'm sure. Perhaps our panel members could all turn their cameras on so the audience can see everybody. That's super, thank you. So on my screen, left to right, it's probably not in everybody else's, we have with us today John Shepard. John's from the UK. He was previously director of the National Oceanographic Centre at the University of Southampton. He's a fellow of the Royal Society, and he's the co-chair of the Solar Radiation Management Governance Initiative, an initiative that's very important, not least because it's supporting the only world global research effort on the solar radiation modification called decimals, so it's well worth looking into that. John also co-chaired chaired rather, the Royal Society's review on the governance of what was called geoengineering, SRM CDR, and that's an important review, and it's well worth reading the report from 2009. And we have Anna Maria Hubert. Anna Maria is joining us from Canada. It's very early morning in Canada, so good morning to you there. Anna Maria is in the University of Calgary and is a leading expert on public international law. Specifically, she focuses a great deal on the law of the sea. And Anna Maria has done a lot of great work on the climate altering approaches and their governance. And as part of the joint project with Calgary, Potsdam in Germany, and Oxford University, and Anna Maria has a visiting fellowship at Oxford University as well. And our final panel member, late at night in Australia, is Daniel Harrison. Daniel's joining us from the Southern Cross University in Australia, and Daniel's unique in many ways, I'm sure, but it's particularly unique because of his work on an experiment exploring MCB on the reef and Great Barrier Reef, and we'll be hearing more about that. It's important because it's the world's first outdoor experiment on SRM, and it's a big step in a direction. So the format for today, we'll have three pre-recorded presentations when I've stopped speaking in a few moments, after which we'll have a question and answer session. The pre-recorded presentations are just over an hour long, and then we have half an hour for conversation and questions at the end. The presentations, John will give us an introductory session where he'll be situating marine cloud brightening in the broader conversation and telling us about it to get us kind of all up to speed, up to par, so we're coming from a common baseline of understanding. Daniel will then be talking about the benefits and risks and uncertainties associated with MCB, but particularly drawing from the experiments that are going on and the wider effort to explore whether it will be possible to cool the Great Barrier Reef. And so it'll be a case study presentation of that piece of work. And Anna Maria Hubert will then follow up with the last of the three presentations exploring governance provisions and governance challenges associated with MCB. Having watched and enjoyed those presentations, which I hope you'll all find informative and useful, we'll then open up for questions, and it'll be an open forum of conversation amongst the three, but we're very keen that participants post your questions. And please feel free to post questions from the very outset. Don't wait to post questions until the three presentations have completely finished. It'll help us get a sense of how to focus the conversation. To post a question, there's a function key at the bottom of the screen. Click on that, the screen being the Zoom interface. Click on that, it'll open, type your questions in, press return, and then we'll all be able to see them. And a colleague of mine, Michael, will be working in the background to synthesize questions and bring them forward so we can have a good conversation later on. Could I also ask you, please don't use the chat function. The chat function is going to be open there, but it will just get us very confused if we have chat going on and questions popping up. So there we are. That's all I need to say at this stage. I'm now going to ask my colleagues who are running the tech in the background if they might start the presentations, and I'll see you again shortly. Thank you very much.